welcome to the results of the second round of my 2023 mock contest. 28 builders qualified for the second round of the contest and I received a total of 24 new entries. Let's dive into all of them and see who qualified for the semi-final. Let's start with this unique Beirut 1982 mock. I really like the layout and minifigures, but the building and the crater could be more detailed. The used look of the dark bluish grey pieces could be better by using slow pieces. The next mock depicts the Battle of Sicily in 1943. I really like how brown bricks cutted the landing craft, but the transitions between the blue, dark tan and tan part could be way smoother. I'm also missing some plant details in the green area. But I appreciate the use of Italian soldiers, you don't see them that often. Let's continue with the simple but effective Belgian border mock. I really like the Belgian position in the field, but the house in the background definitely needs a window. The last build of Group 1 was made by Brick Wards. The build itself has some great details like these buildings, the bunker and this wash line. But everything is super straight and the design of the buildings and the street is pretty basic. Let's continue with Group 2, and Mock Motion again made a great build. He recreated the Battle of Mogadishu and I absolutely love the colorful foliage. The build and minifigure positioning perfectly captures the intensive fights during that time period. And the Nashorn tank destroyer blends in super well. The first World War I mock was made by MWW Bricks. When you compare this build to the original fort, you definitely notice that this is pretty accurate. I love all the details like the fence and the destroyed tree. The only thing I would have added are some other colors in the light bluish grey wall. Mr. Brick created a simple 101st Airborne scene. The layering is pretty flat and I would recommend using some different colors, and you should use tiles for your next roof. But I like the fact that you made a small interior where Germans are hiding. The final build of Group 2 depicts the Battle of Kharkov in 1943. I really like all the trenches, the minifigure positioning and the house design, but in my opinion the dark tan areas are a bit too dominant. The T-70 is a unique tank and a nice addition as well. Unfortunately I only received 2 entries for Group 3. The first one depicts a scene in Germany, the Battle of the Ruhr Pocket. You can definitely see the desperate situation of the Germans and the overall landscaping is pretty well made. Ash K Bricks created a unique World War I Italian front build. It is a super interesting build with a cool trench, bunker and the sea, but in my opinion the whole build is a bit too colorful. The transitions don't blend in that well. Pichu's Bricks was one of the big surprises in the first round. And once again he created a super unique build. I absolutely love how he created the exploding German vehicle. And the Polish soldier who activated the explosion is a nice detail as well. Keep it up, this is great, man. The second invasion of Sicily mock was made by the LEGO Geek. He also used Italian soldiers and created a unique build. I just have the feeling that the leaf pieces don't fit that well into the beach area. But I like how you incorporated barbed wire. Let's continue with one of my most favorite builds of the second round. The way how he created the whole foliage is just a great example how you should build a Normandy mock. The dead soldier in the field is a crucial detail but definitely well executed. And I always wanted to build an Opel Blitz with a flag, and here's a perfect example how you should do it. There are still 11 great builds left, so let's continue with Group 5. This World War I mock is absolutely brilliant and you definitely should check out Scout Trooper's YouTube channel to see more content like this. The use of the G-slope for the dead German soldier is just brilliant and looks perfect. And the rounded shape of the tunnel couldn't be better. The next mock depicts again the Battle of France in 1944. The builder created a smooth looking landscape and I really like the fence he made. The fallen down trees are nice detail as well and the trench is well executed. He also made a great job painting the weapons. All 3 builds of Group 5 were great, and here's the last one. This 100 days offensive build just captures the look of World War I perfectly. I really like the use of all the different slope pieces for the landscape, the tree design is so cool and the tank is super well built. Let's continue with a small but nice Battle of Hütgen forest build, which come with a bunker and a small tree. I really like the overall layout and the design of the bunker. Well done. Spurious Bricks created one of the best builds in the first round and once again he made a true banger mock. We don't see a lot of Liberation of Paris mocks and here's a good example how it should look like. The look of the different floors is just great and I really like the design of the buildings. I only would recommend to implement some battle damage into the street since this looks way too clean. Brick Motion's build was a good example that you don't have to buy expensive custom printed minifigures to make a great World War II mock. He again built a great World War II mock in complementing some nice painted minifigures. The idea of building a field hospital is unique and I really like it. Let's continue with another winter build made by Luftwaffe. It depicts the Battle of Heeresgruppe A in the Soviet Union in winter 1943. I really like the black frame and how smooth the whole snow area looks like. The use of all the different slope pieces looks great together. This is a small but great mock. And to sum it up, here are the last 4 builds. The first one depicts the Battle of Dunkirk, which is a unique and colorful build. I really like all the action which is going on and all the great details like the destroyed car and all the fearing soldiers fighting to survive. We all know that the French defended the city as well, but the builder didn't have any figures, so it's absolutely fine. Bricktails builds created a great mock in the first round and yet again another one. I really like the shape and colors used for the house, and the minifigure positioning is just great. The use of all the different pieces to create a destroyed roof is also brilliant. And the way how he placed all the quarter tiles for the floor perfectly ends up this mock. The third and last Italy build was made by N Gaming. I really like the use of all the slope pieces at the front of the build. The use of tile pieces for the layering is always great, but I think you should have used more plates, especially for a howitzer position. But all in all, this is a solid build, including some nice foliage. And the last scene was made by the Brick History. He created a small French coast, including some Fallschirmjägers and a British soldier. I like the yellow color of the left house. And here are all the mocks of the builders who qualified for the semi-final. And here's the current table. I'm sorry Lieutenant Brick and HK Bricks, but the builds by the other second place builders were slightly better in my opinion. But all your builds were great and I'm glad our community came so far. For all those who made it into the semi-final, you have time to build a new mock until September 10th and post a link in the comments down below of this video. Thanks for watching and keep bricking.